Hello, so for my project, I decided to focus on the relational skill of ethical conduct. I decided to focus on this in a professional setting at my job in the on campus dining hall. So I work in Morrill Tower, and we have about 120 employees overall. We have kind of two sides to our operation. One of them is just the dining hall side, and then the other one is the C store. And I work primarily in the C store. And we have a coffee shop, a hotline for food, and it's a little grocery store as well. As far as the coffee shop goes, it's pretty simple for employees to make themselves a free coffee, but it's technically against the rules. You're supposed to pay for the coffee. Um, Myself, along with all the over 100 other employees, probably have taken at least one coffee without paying for it, but we're not supposed to. Another common rule that we don't really follow is not having your cell phone out during your shifts. So these are the two rules I focused on following for my project to become more of an ethical leader, as well as showing favoritism. So I work with the same like 13 to 15 people during the week, and I probably consistently show favoritism towards about 5 of them. Um, so throughout the 7 weeks of this project, I tried to stop showing that favoritism. Um, so I kind of started off with just letting everyone know what I was doing and giving them a survey to monitor my starting spot, and then throughout the 7 weeks, I implemented all of these things, like not showing favoritism, stopping drinking the coffee for free, not being on my phone anymore during work. And then I gave out a final survey to those people who were involved and got the feedback so that I could compare how well I did over the semester. The hardest parts of it were probably not giving into temptation, with both getting the free coffee that I could get so easily and the favoritism as well. People were giving kind of backlash about that and having to do things they didn't want to do or weren't used to doing because I didn't used to make them do that. Another issue was like having my Apple Watch. So I was getting notifications from my phone on my watch, so it kind of wasn't completely not using my phone at on the shift, but I had to kind of work around that because I did still need to wear my watch. Um, Overall, the one thing I learned from this project was the importance of acting ethically as a leader. When you're managing people and not following the rules that you're there to enforce, it kind of creates this confusing culture. Leadership roles should be earned more by respect, I guess, by acting ethically. So as I continue to like finish out this role as a student here, as a manager, I'll just keep in mind for now and for the future that like you should earn that respect as a leader by acting ethically and not earn it by showing favoritism or being that cool kind of person. You want to actually be a leader for people to follow. I'm going to talk with Danny Renner now, and we will get some feedback as to how I did on this project. He is a fellow student manager of mine that I have worked with, so he's seen my progress over the last 7 weeks. So this has been a somewhat ambitious project that I have gone through with. So how do you think I performed, and as a peer, how do you view me as a leader?
Well, first off, I'd like to say that it was a very ambitious project that you did, and I think that at first we were all kind of shocked that anyone would want to try to be more ethical in the job. But from what I saw, you did an excellent job of really just taking the high road with every opportunity that was presented to you. So, like the not playing favorites part, I thought that you did that very well. And I would like to add that you've always been one of the more popular student managers at our operation, and so it was probably more difficult for you to stop playing favorites because you certainly did have favorites. You had really good friends that you were working with, so that was difficult, and I thought that you performed very well at it. As far as the coffee and the being on the phone, um, I think that we have a long way to go with that. Um, for one, I'm always on my phone at work, but I felt that the example that you provided all of us was exemplary and that we could all learn from it for sure.
Have you ever noticed any other changes in any other student managers as a result of what I did for my project?
Yeah, I think for sure. And I do know employees that they would not only just get free coffee, but they would get like the really fancy free coffees. And I know that I stopped 2 or 3 people from doing that, and I know other people have stopped themselves from doing that. And I I'm sure that these changes in our behavior can certainly be traced back to what we observed you doing first. And so I think that you can certainly be proud of that. And I guess I have a question for you. Will you continue to do this in the future?
I do think I will continue doing it. There's about 2 to 3 or 4 weeks left in the semester, so I think I can finish strong. It's been not easy, but I think I'll be able to finish strong. I've already kind of set the tone as to how I'm working this semester, so I think it'll be pretty easy to finish off the same way.